Kind of like just
Oh,
going to IHOP and getting a cup of Joe.
IHOP, not
Game
Denny's.
scientist.
Never go to Denny's.
Never go to Denny's. It's not worth it. At least at IHOP you can
True.
like get crepes or like a stack of pancakes that are halfway decent.
Yeah.
Denny's is just like everything's
yeah.
deep fried.
Yeah. Okay. We are back. We're caffeined up. We're back to Sazh and Vanille.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna continue this bit. Like Denny. The thing is though, Denny's at least has a leg up for me on like Applebee's. I know it's a different kind of vibe because you don't go to Applebee's for breakfast, but like
Absolutely not.
you go to it for dinner and you can also go to Denny's for dinner. So like and lunch, and it's like Applebee's is worse somehow.
Ooh, haste.
What does that do?
It makes you fill your gauge faster.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you can just effectively do more actions quickly.
Yeah. Simulator games.
Okay, I do want to give her more spells. I also want her... I feel like she'll get a new accessory slot. Good, we like that. Okay. You're gonna gain any abilities. What's this? Dispel. 1040? Damn. Already went there. Okay. I mean, I'm sure we'll get more CP as we continue. Paradigms. I mean, there's only so many combinations you can make with two, so I'm just gonna leave that as is. We're in Nautilus, which is kind of like, you won't know this reference. The golden saucer of this game.
We don't get separated.
But it's basically like the big theme park area, like the Vegas of this world.
Okay. What's Golden Saucer reference to?
The Vegas of Final Fantasy
Not a
VII.
lot of security.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for these people, the
Fair.
sea panic must still seem like a
So this is
world away.
like Vegas or Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
And that's why, like, here,
Looks like
they're
they're
not
putting Idola
too
in
worried
something,
about
right?
Lassie, even though Sazh is making no effort to hide his
Sounds true.
tattoo.
What do you say?
Got it.
Let's go check it out.
Sure.
Well, and like not to mention like her tattoo.
Well, hers is a little bit better hidden.
Is it? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's under her skirt, so unless someone's doing, like, upskirt shots on her.
I mean, I guess. It's not, it's just not like a particularly covering thing anyway, so like.
Yeah.
Oh, they got video of that attack?
They have drones everywhere, Connor.
Fair.
Yep. Looks like the army finally found him.
It's the
Hostages?
future they all
Just blow away with
want.
the Lassie.
They're all infected by pulse or
I do
something
think
by
that
now
this is
anyway.
kind of those kind of stories of like, oh, like significant surveillance kind of has some
The
salience
parade's about
that
to start.
it does for
Let's go.
all of us, I think. But like, there's a reason that, I mean, some of it is weeaboo Japanese fetishization, but like there is a reason that even out of like Japan you'll get some cyberpunk type stuff that does take like the Tokyo metropolitan area experience and just like puts it on hyperdrive,
Mm-hmm.
because that's kind of what the premise is a lot of the time. Or like one of the like the tier 1 cities in like China that are just like highly tech centered now.
Mhm.
Hey, loosen up. Gotta make the most of this. Right?
I knew we'd be saying goodbye soon. Better to do it with a smile. The Pompous Sancta Parade, a pageant commemorating the war between Cocoon and Pulse.
That's weird. To me, at least.
What are they
Show us
doing?
started.
A parade commemorating war.
I mean, it's
Like, I don't mind.
it's actually
Are there
like
CDs?
it's actually quite
Carbuncle!
Party time, little lady.
Oh, I don't like that. Never mind.
that's weird. And then it like yeah, this kind of reminds me. I don't know how. I mean, obviously, it's just you're not supposed to think about it that hard, but like I'm reminded of
Oh, is that a Garuda?
it kind of looks like maybe.
I feel like these are obviously like Shiva type characters.
Yeah.
Here comes our boy. Do you know who our boy is, Connor?
This is Ifrit.
Ifrit. I don't remember what he looked.
With pulse-born spite and savage might, I will destroy Cocoon!
With like a tiny gesture.
Here comes the attack from Pulse.
Okay, maybe they're not Shiva, they're just scantily clad ladies.
This would be terrifying if you were just a young child here. My God.
That's what I'm saying, like
This is like I don't know if I want.
I will defend Cocoon!
this Ramu.
That was what it looks like.
You dare oppose me!
I don't remember this at all.
Fulfill my purpose!
Who's that?
Ragnarok!
I'll see grant me strength!
That Valifor? And this is a parade, Connor.
Okay, so this is like
This is like a Civil War reenactment, but all like techized.
okay.
Which
But
now
I
that I
mean
think about
that-
it, oh, we do this. It's called Civil War reenactments.
I mean, yeah, it
Sometimes
Also,
I have
like,
to wonder,
just
could our deaths
they're not
bring
nearly
peace?
as large, but like any like I don't know, having military planes fly over like football matches and stuff. It's the same kind of shit.
Yeah.
Where to next, little lady?
Excuse you?
I'll let you decide.
I like how the other party is truly fugitives running away, and this group is just like
I
lackadaisically
know.
just
Nautilus Park.
in a theme park.
With Sazh.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, but should we really be playing around?
Forget about that heavy stuff for a while. And maybe this will just fade away.
Okay.
Great. Let's roll.
Like, is there gonna be any fighting? Because like, I'm in a theme park.
So this is the city of dreams? Where was the Theme Lord's Keep? I've never seen any.
I need chess. No, okay.
Apparently it only bothers You'll get another candy. What's in Nautilus Park anyway?
It's a huge amusement park built by the Sanctum. Bet they never expected to see visitors.
So, is this place special?
I promised Dodge. I was gonna bring him someday. Hope hope I can at least tell him about it.
You'll get the chance.
Maybe. I do know where they're keeping him.
Can I come with you?
Sure. More the merrier. What about you? You got someone special out there?
Special? No.
Really? Now that is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm kidding. I didn't mean to upset you.
Well, I'm just fine, thank you. I wanted to tell him everything, but I couldn't. Not until the time was right.
Yeah.
That was a long scene.
No, I forgot to buy.
Yeah.
That was such a long scene. But yeah, this is a neat. This is like. This would probably overwhelm me to ever see something like this. Because this is like.
About to pet him?
Ever
is
see a
like-
space like this? Yeah.
This would be like. The feeling of being like in Byzantium and
It's
like.
a bathysphere.
Yeah. In like 750, 800 CE or whatever. It's like. You're.
Dude, low key, it's what going to Disneyland for the first time felt like to
Thought I
me.
smelled something. Welcome to
Sure,
the
but I'm getting more like just the style of architecture and everything,
Yeah.
like the like level of opulence, the ability to do that
Mhm.
when like you're unable to anymore, like you just can't
Somebody's
muster the
Yeah.
resources to put that kind of thing together.
You could make some new friends.
Dodge is crazy about chocobos.
Like it's not
Really wanted to come here.
very well discussed in a lot of the histories of the
Indeed.
time, but like
And in we go.
Constantinople was like a center of the world following the like decline of the Western Empire
Mhm.
for hundreds of years, and like people who study like historians know this, but like
Looks just like the real
it doesn't. I don't think it like hits like just how connected it still kind of was. Like people would make trips there because they could like absorb a lot of workers and stuff like that,
Glad I don't.
Mhm.
and professionals. Like they could afford to pay for different
The
like
song reminded me of
professionals.
home. The
It wasn't
wilderness
necessarily easy elsewhere.
Hey, come back here.
And then they lost Egypt, and everything started declining. It's a little more than that, but it actually is like Egypt meant that they could no longer do the grain dole, because Egypt was where they grew most of the grain for the empire.
Gotta find that rascal.
So now we're playing
Fine.
tag
We're playing
with your
hide and seek.
chocobo. Hide and seek with your chocobo.
Do you hear the song, Connor?
Yeah.
Where are you, little fucker?
I like how they never fully like. Do they fully like where? Why does he have a chocobo, a tiny chocobo, living in his hair?
It was a gift for his son.
Okay, I might have heard that somewhere, but I don't remember. Is this just a different breed of chocobo that always stays tiny, or is it a baby?
It's a chick.
Okay, so it will become one of those things.
Yes, I don't know if it happens within the timeline of the game.
Storyline of the game, yeah.
Where the fuck did you go, little boy?
Chocobo are so interesting, and it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, I don't know if this would have been even possible. So like, don't come at me, fucking scientists. Come on. I'm no ostrich scientist as I get into this thing, but like, what if we had like chosen instead, or just imagine like the Western Hemisphere stayed isolated longer, and they got to a point where like we need to choose something else to breed. Let's find a big bird and like try to breed it to be bigger. And
No,
eventually,
I fuck. Okay. birds are one of the things I'm scared of most, honestly, animals wise. Like, I'm okay with my brothers and sister-in-law's birds now. They have two, so I'm like used to them now. But like, when you show me big birds, that's when I get freaked out. Like,
I mean, I feel like that's
for
similar
valid
to the
reasons.
I think that's similar to like the reptile fear though, because they're basic. They're just dinosaurs.
Yeah, like when I worked at the CDC and they had a pet bearded dragon, I would not handle it. I would feed it. I didn't care about like picking the crickets and all that jazz, but I would not like hold it. I was like, nope, that's a no-go for me.
And to be clear, I meant the birds are dinosaurs. I mean, they're
Yes.
but yeah, same difference. I'm
already.
Like
kind
those.
of, I would never want to
Always
own
good to be
a
a
bearded dragon, but I've like
The fun
warmed
times
up to them, and I'm like, okay, these are probably fine
and your
pets because I've seen enough videos now, like people interacting with them, where they definitely have a
Nothing
personality
ever seems as
like
scary
you would see in
when
like
you
a
have
cat or a
someone to
dog.
share.
So I just don't think I would be responsible enough to do what's needed for a bearded dragon, if I'm honest.
Right.
Well, because you have to be very careful, make sure like feed them correctly so that they shed correctly.
Of course.
Make sure you're monitoring when they're shedding so that they shed everything properly. Don't like peel anything off, but if you need to do it, like if anything sticks too much, you need to make sure it gets off,
Mm-hmm.
because if it sticks too long, it can create additional problems. And then they can sometimes get like
being held by
plugs
the
in certain parts of their body that have to be helped out if they get stuck.
Yeah.
And that's probably
Since he's a
partially from
crazy.
like a long line of
They're running
breeding
tests.
for pets.
trying to figure
I
out
don't
his
really know the
focus.
details on that because it kind of makes me think that if they're constantly getting like parts of their face clogged and
I'm
shedding, like that can't be
turning
good in the wild.
myself in. I know they execute the seal, but hey, they're not total monsters. They'll listen to a final request. They'll have to. Before the end, I want to talk to Dodge one last time. I want to tell him about these chocobos. I want to tell him about everything I've seen.
But wait, Sazh.
Listen, I don't want you to worry. You're not part of this. You'll have plenty of time to split before I surrender.
That's not what I meant.
I'm sorry, Vanille. I'm tired of all this running.
But you can't.
This is Danny Glover moment.
What about Dodge?
Huh?
It's a lessee because of someone from Pulse. You can't give up without getting revenge. I know who it is.
That's
I
going to
know
be like
who's responsible
another message of the game.
for the
Revenge
accident.
doesn't solve anything,
The
or something.
I mean, it truly doesn't, Connor.
No.
Then tell me.
If I learned anything from
The lessee
The Last of Us
who
Part
ruined
2.
your life
Yeah.
was
Well,
There's
that
definitely
and
a
that gamers are the worst, and they hate everyone.
Let's really like make this a part of our selling point. We'll get a lot of people to watch us.
Get out of here, Vanille.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't want any like toxic nonsense, but like, yeah.
I was gonna say, when are they gonna show up and ruin this theme park for everyone?
Yeah.
No place left to run.
Yeah. Back to 2 people only. Woo! Because we love that.
That is a wild roller coaster. No, thank you.
I'm sorry, Vanille. Those noises.
It's probably partly the way the voice actor acts too, but 'cause it's kind of like I don't
And,
know if
and
that's,
the direction of
that's
it,
probably-
like,
Yeah. That's
They're like,
probably not her
"Do
natural
this."
voice because it's a little bit too falsetto.
yeah, I don't think she's done many other video game roles, at least since this.
I mean, for all I know, she's. I shouldn't say that because like people like what's the person? Oh my god.
I need more.
I think it's Pokimane on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like she
on Twitch.
Like I wouldn't Twitch, but I only see her on YouTube. Whatever. Like usually crossing over the people that I watch or clips and stuff, but in any case, it's like
her
you hear her talk.
usually show up on like Hassan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think people basically said that I think the latter they've been maybe dating for a while. It's just very under wraps because for obvious reasons.
Valkyrie and Hassan, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I remember you saying. I remember you mentioning. I already knew as well, but like Hassan got banned, but then he got unbanned like very shortly after.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it comes with the territory if you're going to do that stuff online, especially with surveillance. And like, it's probably the kind of thing that probably should like watch how you say something, but you know, not to get too into it. But it's like you really, if you care about fraud, you actually like do real things, not just dance at ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it.
Speaking of, I guess, toxicity, I remember. Did you see the story that Valkyrie, Senna, and Emiru? I think I can't remember the exact pronunciation.
No, I'm not super familiar with their like. I don't follow them that closely. So.
No, but you might have seen it just in passing, right?
Yeah.
They were doing like a live stream, like IRL live stream in I want to say Santa Cruz or no, somewhere, some kind of pretty popular boardwalk situation, right?
Yeah.
And they were like actively being stalked on live stream and like got like violent, like a death threat against them because again, don't know the guy, but apparently he asked one of them for their phone number. They politely declined, and after that point, he like followed them, threatened to kill them. You know.
Yeah, I mean
standard male behavior.
Being
sarcasm, guys. Sarcasm.
No, I mean that's well. I don't know. There's definitely the phenomenon of like quote unquote being a woman online that is
the music is so whimsical.
Not something I envy. Let me put it that way. The certain parts of that behavior comes for like anyone who's online, but it can get particularly deranged if you're especially an outspoken woman. So
yeah, and that's part of my hesitation with including my wife at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I like what they do on that podcast I watch sometimes, the Bad Boys. It's like, they kind of like one of the people who talks sometimes is there like helping with production stuff.
Yeah.
Opted for not being on camera most of the time because of like people are weird. Like people are weird without.
I think I remember a clip where they like actively address that. It felt.
Yeah, they talk about it sometimes. Yeah. Just because people are like, who's that? Like if they just started watching or whatever. Because they don't always address who's talking because they have like an intern, a producer. I think an intern and like two producers more or less that helps with some things. So.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll all talk on off camera sometimes. So they're mostly watching like the
levels, so on.
The levels and the setup and so the camera keeps working and everything.
Yeah, it's like I mean, Beer Bros. They're all male, but like the Beer Bros at a point did have female interns and production assistants, so on and so forth. In this case, well, the Beer Bros in general, I respect that they are really rarely, if ever, on camera either.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of is my vibe.
It kind of gives you the sense that like it can be done. It can be a little hard to break in that way because I think the algorithms prefer to see
people,
like
faces.
It pushes people a bit more, and then that gets more engagement, and it pushes it more. So like I get it, but also, I mean, also it's like we've kind of gotten to a point where there seems to be this like insistent trade-off with like you either have the ability to like do things online, make content and like that people enjoy, or you have a private life.
Yeah.
And it's like Honestly, you should be able to like kind of segment those two things. But
Like, for me, one reason I don't include my base so far is like, I just don't have a nice space set up for it. Like,
that's a factor. You know, if I had a nice dedicated corner or bring enough money to rent a small little office to set up as a recording space, that'd be a different story, I think.
yeah, exactly. But because, you know, I'm in our living room, you're in your room, like,
Which I have to my face in some of the Eleanor videos, but
yeah,
it's not, there's nothing in here that's whatever, and it's far enough away from anything that would be odd or you could identify where I'm at, you know, other than being in California.
yeah. No, you're just a Midwesterner who really likes the flag.
Yep. I mean, it's a nice looking flag, but you know,
It is.
I also want to get the same. I kind of want to get the same size of a new California Republic flag.
I was gonna mention, yeah, like, because at first, like, quick glance, that's what I thought you had was the new California Republic flag.
No, it's
Neo.
just it's a nice canvas. Like, I think it's I think it's 2.5 feet maybe by 3. I'm not sure the exact dimensions. I can't remember. But it's a nice one. Like, you could actually mount it if you wanted to on a pole.
Right. That costs too much. This music is so whimsical. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing you can say for this franchise, if nothing else, is like,
The music will always slap.
yeah, if you don't like the games, it's going to be good music. It's not necessarily something that I would just casually listen to all the time, but
Or like, typically it'll be a graphical showcase of some kind. And the music will slap. The stories are hit and miss depending on your vibes. Gameplay wise, same thing.
Not everyone likes RPGs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I'll be honest, like, I probably should have pushed through, because as I'm watching you play, it's like, this is not nearly as frustrating as it was when I first played, but I was also a cynical asshole 10, 15 years ago when I first came across this. It probably would not 15, but it would have been like,
Dude, yeah, like,
probably came across this in 2013. When did it launch again? I forget.
2010.
Okay, so it would have been like 2012, 2013, I think.
And then for me,
And I
it's
played
like,
a bit of it, and it was like, I bounced off because I found like Vanille kind of annoying.
that's fair. For me, it's like Bloodborne. I tried it when it first came out, and I bounced off hard because I didn't really appreciate or understand what type of game it was trying to be.
Was that after having familiarity with Demon Souls and Dark Souls, or?
That was before I played any Souls game. So the first Souls game that I played to completion was Demon Souls. No, that was Sekiro, actually. And then I did the Demon Souls PS5 remake. Then went to Bloodborne. Then I went to Dark Souls 3. And then I've been a fan since. I probably will try to play the original Dark Souls. I have the remastered version on Steam. I just think I just haven't had the time to sit down and play like an older remastered game.
Yeah, I definitely heard that they refined enough of it in the sequels that I would probably not be able to. I also struggle with the combat in general, so it's like I've already said plenty of times that like I enjoyed Elden Ring, but like I still never felt confident with the combat. I kind of had to cheese it a lot of the time, which is fine, but like I
It
just
doesn't feel great, you know.
no.
half
I
the
had to
cheese.
use a lot of the magic. Like it's a valid way to play, of course, but like I had to lean into that over like getting good with the sword and shield combat. Right?
Yeah, and all those freaks that are like, no magic, no mimic. I'm like, fuck off, guys.
I mean, yeah. I mean, especially the no magic, but even the mimic one. It's like that's a mechanic they put in the game.
Even Miyazaki himself uses it actively.
They put that in the game for a reason. It's like if you want to do a challenge run without it, like that's
Go
fine.
for it,
Don't be
yeah.
weird. Don't be weird about it.
And that's like, oh nope, Libra. I'm like, nope, not Quake.
And I actually had I know I said I didn't get good at the fighting with the sword and shield stuff. I did have a lot of fun
I'm ready for anything.
playing with unarmed and getting like the spiked fists. And then like the bowling ball things you can get like you get from the guy in the marshes. Can't think of his name, but
I do want to try. I started one, but I haven't come back to it since. I do want to try a like big boy like bonking build.
yeah.
How about this?
I think it'd be interesting to try to do like one that was like you pretty much just put points into like vitality, whatever the equivalent of strength is. I can't remember the skills and like poise.
Vigor.
So you just like
Vigor and
vigor.
Yeah.
So you just
vigor
make it so
and-
you get a lot of health, you have a lot of poise, and you have like you're beefy. That also involves. You have to.
I just
upgrade the
realized
armor
I
and
should be
stuff to help
doing.
that.
I should be buffing myself.
Because it's like that game is one of those situations where if you grind, you could like get such a high level of poise that like you can't get knocked down. You just kind of barrel through everything.
Yeah, you just. I think when I watched Min Max's deepest dive on the DLC, there's like I just became big shield tank. Like she respected just being a big old tank.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah, that's basically what I saw. I saw someone do like the two of the
Dude, I love having haste.
like two of the big stone shields
Yeah.
as like one of their runs. And the other thing I would say about that game, that, and this is true of a lot of like really systems heavy open world games when they do it right, and like I think that's even true of like GTA 5, quite frankly, especially if you dip into like GTA Online, which I haven't really done, but a lot of people really enjoy it.
Dude, one of our cousins on Luis's side was really into like the GTA like role playing aspect of it all, which
Well, there's like a fully simulated stock market in that game too, and like a
In-
lot of like
yeah, in
internet
the base
stuff you
game.
like can completely ignore. And that's I appreciate that. Like I didn't engage with it when I played, and I never completed the full story of that game for some reason.
yeah, I
but-
do want to. I have to just see what the rest of 2025 looks like, because right now March and April are big hitters for me, for my taste, you know.
Yeah, I fully expect the 6 to come out like end of summer, early fall kind of situation. Probably
I've
try
been
to
hearing
avoid.
October.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what I'm. Try to avoid launching right when the next Call of Duty does, but otherwise, fall is fine.
I don't know if there's big. Do you think there's big crossover in those?
I just think they're huge franchises. I think there's more than you think. Like, it's just one of those situations where you have a lot of people that don't play a lot of games, and it's like they'll play Call of Duty, maybe a sports game or two, and like buy like one big open world franchise every few years that it comes out.
Yeah.
And like
I
that
will probably be picking up Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Daddy, I found you.
Hello?
Huh?
stopped you.
Dodge, why are you here?
Okay, I was gonna say
As
that
you promised.
I'm like this. This is a
How
vision,
did you
right?
get here?
This is his Eidolon moment. It has to be. Creepy children laughing. Or are they like cock teasing him with the
Wait!
crystal? Okay.
Come back!
I will say, I think the next Final Fantasy, I want like, no, I was talking about Persona. I was on a Reddit thread and they were like, what do you want out of the next like mainline Persona game? And I was like, I want either university age parties or like full on working adult like salary members.
Yeah.
Because I think there's good themes there to
Oh, for sure. Especially if they just all like salarymen.
yeah, just like talk about like there could be such good stories themes of like the work-life balance grind in Japan, the declining population in Japan, like so much honestly could be like dived into. I don't have good answers or like
I don't have good answers either. I'm not
themes.
from
I
there,
don't have
obviously.
good yeah, we're not I don't have like good takes on those particular issues or themes or like a nuanced takes rather. The declining birth rate thing I can kind of like agree with the US in a little bit of like, or at the very least
Those are the pulses
oh, big thing.
behind what happened.
We got close to a cocoon Fal'Cie.
The picture's a little grainy, but I'm sure you recognize that one.
I can't
You
remember
spent so
any-
much time together.
Fang, let's go. What's our focus even matter?
What's it matter? You want to be a monster?
I just...
Keep your chin up. We know the part that matters. Right? We are enemies of Cocoon. Know what I say? Play the part and raise some hell. Might jumpstart our memories.
what?
The Fal'Cie. Let's smash it.
Who are you? Daddy!
Vanille.
Twist.
Yes, that young lady's terrorist assault at Yurday Gorge is the reason Dodge was made a Lassie. Ironic, isn't it? The very girl you're protecting is the one who stole your son. Hold. Shall we finish the job? Or would you prefer to?
Colonel Nabat, what now?
Follow them and observe. How often do Lassie kill their own?
Oh good. A party of one.
Awesome.
Love it.
Just what you wanted.
Just what I needed.
Weird
But I can
ass
le-
stare.
But I can level
Weird
up.
ass steps. Weird ass steps for no reason too.
Hell yeah.
No, but what I was gonna say though, with regards to like the hypothetical persona, salaryman, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
One thing that seems like obvious to me is, and I don't know like how you get here, but like one of the solutions to that birth rate crisis is, or like quote unquote crisis or whatever, is to improve the work conditions.
Yeah, because like it's felt here in the US too, but like in Japan it's like you work what, 6 to 6 or whatever, and then you're expected to like kind of hang out with your bosses and coworkers after work into the wee morning and then go and
You are cold-blooded.
do it all again. Like, what the fuck?
Lying. So
Yeah,
people would
it's
trust you.
and that's the kind of thing that like, okay,
Using
like
them as
you're concerned about
shields.
people not having kids, but like how do you have kids in this in these conditions?
How many you gotta drag down?
And then on the US side, which is what we can pull experience from, like
A coward and a killer.
I don't feel comfortable, and everyone's different, but I don't feel comfortable having a child unless
should
I'm
you?
one financially. That's wild. Financially stable enough to have like a house first, but then how can I have a house when
Living with guilt.
Yeah, I mean,
you know where we live pays way better, but even then, like the houses here are creeping up in prices
yeah,
when they really
I
shouldn't
mean-
be. And
we just need to build more housing is really what it comes down to. You make it so there isn't a market ability to charge that much, but
yeah, but capitalism.
how do you get there? Well,
My name
it-
is Erba
yes, and
Diavolo.
it's like
I'm a lassie from Grand Pulse.
a lot of like
And
really
to everyone on
busybody.
Cocoon, evil. Shoot me for your son.
Don't you even! You think you die, and that's that? Hmm? You think you die and everything will be sugar and rainbows?
Then what can I do?
What do you want from me? If I can't live or die, what do you want me to do?
Don't ask me. You figure it out.
I don't know.
I do appreciate this game, like like the characters are actively like calling each other out, or like owning up to decisions that I feel like doesn't happen a lot
It's over.
in JRPGs, at least.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah, I mean that there is something to be said about that. It's
Shooting you won't
Like,
help.
I think this game
I
has
haven't-
some of the best like character interactions in
Neither will
the
living.
story, in the series.
mm,
And I think the story concerns are mostly just vagueness of terms. His summon is fucking wild, Connor.
Do your worst, you freak!
It's not over.
I think it's Brynhilda. I think is the name.
oh, oh, it's wild looking.
Wait until you see its Gestalt mode. You want to guess what it's going to turn into?
Looks kind of like is it a ram?
Okay.
Okay, fine. You
Is that?
want me?
Are you locking in
Come
Ram?
at me.
Sure.
Okay. Timestamp that shit.
Because it
Okay, lock
looks
it in.
like looks like horns there, but
Let's see what the name is. Actually, I think it's Brynhilda. Yeah, Brynhilda. Which, do you know what Brynhilda stands for? Gain bonuses.
it's probably a Norse deity of some kind.
Okay, let's taste ourselves. Hello?
But no, on the, it's like I'm not necessarily worried about like having enough money to have a full house before like hypothetical children. It's like I just don't know if that's entirely always realistic.
No.
But like I definitely want more financial stability if I were to go down that Is it like it's something like every kid is something like another $10,000 a year on average, and it's like, and that's for like making sure they have proper health care, clothing, food, shelter, like reasonably like adding additional space so that you can not be in a shoebox with the kid or whatever, But yeah, it's I don't know. I do think that I don't know how you do this, but I do think that we have to like undermine or reframe or give a new narrative or myth for like what like the quote unquote American dream can be, because like the original one was already kind of a myth.
Yeah. But
it was like it's so fixed in people's minds to have like the little plot with a house, a 2-car garage, a small to medium-sized yard, and what 1.5, 2.5 children. Like,
I mean, you heard my wife in the car. Like, I think one, but realistically.
Well, yeah, but the point is like that. Those are the statistics and the data points. But it's like my vision for housing would be like, yeah, let's have more single-family homes, but also like restrict the ability to have businesses in the middle of neighborhoods, like little
here we go.
bodega type stuff.
You said Ram.
You did. Okay,
it's a car.
That's right. Let's do it.
Sure. Why not?
I see the Ram that you were talking about, though.
Well, because it didn't look like wheels before. It looked like horns.
No, and on top of its head, there were definitely like horn-like elements. I agree, 100%.
In any case. I don't think I knew he had 2 pistols. Also, those are some fucking massive pistols.
They're like magnums, straight up.
They're like fucking Desert Eagle ass guns. Like, goddamn.
Excused. Shooting kids ain't one.
I think Vanille is also like 17 at most.
You don't forget.
This is a really good spot to end episode 2. Hello?
Enough. Is enough.
Wow.
I truly thought there was gonna be like a chapter.
It feels like we should have another chapter break pretty soon here, right?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if anything serious, like significant starts happening, all right.
These CG scenes are still so good.
Yeah. My like the whole housing question is like my vision would be like 10+ story apartments, some combination of like social housing plus and yeah, some luxury apartments, because have a place for the rich person to buy so other people can buy like cheaper options around, because the reality is if you don't build those, you wind up with a situation of like the rich people just buy the cheap houses anyway, and now there's nothing for anyone.
They were sure everything would go back.
I think for us,
Back to the way it was.
I definitely want. I couldn't care about like front yard. I want a decent sized backyard because I do want to like grow. I do want to like have the Blackstone back there, entertain back there. But I do agree with you. Like, there definitely is a market of people especially like younger people who may not want the like American dream picket fence, white picket fence yard situation that might be okay with like just really big high rise.
And I would also say that there should be some look into like including in that as like villa type buildings where it's like you could have tall buildings that have a central square for things like like cooperative sort of, but like that doesn't need to be like don't make it hippie or whatever, but just like you have shared use like growing space, shared use laundry space,
which is a common thing in other countries, just not in the US.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. We're gonna stop there because this is a nice chapter break, and we'll see who we switch to next time. Bye.
Yep.